Passengers, this is your anime captain speaking. We are hitting a bunch of turbulence. It seems our Bandai Entertainment engine has fallen off the aircraft. Don't worry, as our Funimation engine is still working properly. We apologize for any disturbance.
Stand it anymore. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get out of here.
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one another phone. Everything's gonna be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
Yourself. I've got to get out of here. Out of here. I've got to get out of here.
All joking aside, with Bandai Entertainment no longer distributing any anime on DVD and Blu-ray, and only one other company predominantly still making an impact on the market, it's time we take a couple minutes to look at how the hell this happened and what the future might have in store. Plus, I have some ideas of my own to avoid a circumstance happening like this again. Now, to understand why Bandai decided to remove itself from the DVD market, you must understand how licensing works. For this example, we're going to use Cowboy Bebop. Bandai of Japan owns the rights to Cowboy Bebop. That includes all distribution to home markets in the form of DVDs, soundtracks, toys, wall scrolls, keychains, broadcasts on TV. Anything that has to do with Cowboy Bebop in Japan has to go through Bandai of Japan. However, it's a lot of work for one company to do all that, especially the production of all those items and the expenses, but there's money to be made. As such, what Bandai of Japan does is work with other companies to produce different products and share the profit. Now, when it comes to the United States, releases of Cowboy Bebop then is handled by Bandai of US, which was composed of 5 individuals. What their job was to work with Bandai Japan to plan how they could distribute Cowboy Bebop here in the States. However, this is where the issue comes in. Bandai Japan is used to selling DVDs at a high price and low content. Japanese consumers would buy a single volume of a DVD with only a couple of episodes on it. No worries, no complaints. It worked extremely well. Profit was high. However, in the States, that doesn't quite mesh with consumers. Bandai Japan forced Bandai US to adhere to the same business strategy, single DVDs at a high price. With Cowboy Bebop, that meant 4 episodes per disc at a price of $29.99. Now, this worked alright for Cowboy Bebop. After all, it's Cowboy Bebop. Known as being the greatest anime ever, it pretty much sells itself at that price. However, with an entire catalog of properties, that method of selling doesn't work for every property. As such, as executive producer of many Bandai US titles, Ken Iyadomi said, "A couple of times we were hit with huge returns, and the financial result was pretty bad. The pricing range for our products kept dropping in Western countries, and people tended only to buy sets with very reasonable prices, which we understand is what fans want, but it led us to a different strategy than what Japanese licensors wanted, so we always had a problem." Because of this, in October 2011, the decision was made for Bandai US to focus exclusively on licensing agreements in the States, meaning they would be responsible for sub-licensing for internet broadcasting, broadcasting on TV, and merchandise like the wall scrolls and keychains, etc., etc. This also meant 3 of the 5 full-time employees at Bandai US had to be laid off. To the 3 who got laid off, I am so sorry. You guys got stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that really sucks, as I'm sure you know. I really hope the 3 of you can find another job in this industry, otherwise that would just be the worst. The other piece of news that comes from all of this is something a little scarier for the anime industry in the US. Bandai Japan found success with a recent release of Gundam Unicorn, where they put English subtitles on their Japanese release Blu-ray disc, meaning they could simply export a bunch of copies to the US if consumers wanted to pay premium prices. In essence, skipping the entire localization process. No need to translate to English for an English script, no need for voice actors to come into the studio to lay down English tracks, no need to get outside companies involved for the actual production of DVDs. If Japanese companies wanted to skip the headache of figuring out the US market, they could, and still make a profit. And who is to blame them for that line of thinking? Between the rampant amount of illegal fan subbing and DVD and Blu-ray sales dwindling in the US, why not? Well, besides job security, the absence of anime in English would mean a lack of awesome art in the US, and that's worrisome. Besides my idealisms, there's money to be made off these products. We just need to take a step back and figure out some answers to some big questions. The first being, Why are sales dropping? With the success and introduction of streaming video services like Netflix, that's a no-brainer. Why pay $30 for a box set of an anime when you could pay $8 for a month of lots of different anime and a ton of other movies and series? So what would it take for audiences to pick up DVD and Blu-ray? Why spend the extra money? You have to ensure that the product is worth more than alternatives. For myself, it's special features. It's behind-the-scenes featurettes, documentaries on how a show's made. It's interviews with the staff, director's commentaries, animatics of episodes, episode scripts, production art, commercials advertising the show. I'll spend the extra money on a DVD set for amazing picture quality, for 5.1 surround sound. With streaming services, it's risky for video quality depending upon internet speed. I'll spend the cash for ensuring the quality. From a company point of view, all these special features are cheap, extremely cheap. The only thing it takes is time to produce. Other companies are trying different strategies. From a business angle, theater releases are brilliant. Check out what Funimation's doing with the new Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood film. Theater releases in over 150 movie theaters, which are always looking for ways to distinguish themselves from other theaters. And especially in the middle of the United States, foreign film premieres are a very rare opportunity for moviegoers. Crunchyroll, on the other hand, is focusing on the speed of releases, like that of fansubbers. The quicker they turn around, the higher the profit, the more people will come to their website. It's an awkward time for the anime industry in the United States. The old system of DVD releases isn't working. The new market of streaming anime is extremely niche and untested grounds. There's no solid answer other than letting properties sell themselves, which means finding a way to get well-done content to the masses. That involves a lot of footwork and connections, but it can be done. You just need someone with a drive to see a goal and the resources to do it. So to wrap this up, someone license Madhouse's Redline for God's sake.